Hi, everybody. I wanted to make sure I wasn't on mute. Give me 1 second here. We are live, but there's a few of the pages that do not want to go live. So for those of you who know Veronica, I am just messaging her that it will not go live on the psychic readings. 1 second, I'll be right with you. The online psychic readings page will not go live. There we go. And a couple of mine have had trouble too. So mine had issues as well. Sorry, guys. I don't like to start a broadcast like this, but that's how it goes. Okay. So we'll try to connect the best we can. I had some issues with that today. All right. So welcome, everybody. I will say hi to you in just a second. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Hallelujah. Love and peace. Yeah. So hi, Jamie and Emlyn. So, guys, I'm going to remind you all, welcome Shannon, welcome Sunshine. For those of you who are unfamiliar with me, I'm going to give you a little heads up about how I do readings. And one of the things I do that might send you packing, you might not want to stay for this live, I don't know, is I always stall about 5 minutes. And the reason I stall giving readings is because you need to be in a place of receiving in order to be open to connecting and receiving, okay? And so you could get the greatest reading in the world, and if your mindset when you come is, I need a reading, I need to get first in line, I have to make sure she sees me, and it's a vibration of need, which is a vibration of lack, Spirit's probably not going to guide me to you first. That's just how it works. You have to be open to receiving. And even if I gave you the greatest reading in the world, you wouldn't be available to really process it and use it when you're in that space. So one of the things I do, because I'm also a mindset mentor and a manifesting coach, is I allow you and I hold the space for you to really drop your junk at the door, because this is a sacred hour with Spirit. And so you need to be able to show up, leave your stuff at the door, and trust that Spirit knows who is here, because Spirit knows you're here. Your Spirit team knows who's here. If you don't know what your Spirit team is, that's your loved ones, your spirit guides, your teachers on the other side, your angels. They're here for you, and they know you're here. They know when we're going to do readings. They know when we're not going to do readings. They know what you need versus what you want. So if you show up and let's say Spirit doesn't get me to call on you today for a private reading, they're still going to try to get through to you with a message. Okay. And the way they do that is they will deliver through the other messages, through the people they ask me to call on. Sometimes they'll even have me call on other people just so they can get to you. Okay. Sometimes what's going to get through to you is actually going to get through better through another reading. So if you are new to my podcast here, understand I do things really differently. I don't like it when people pop on and they just beg for readings, because that creates a low frequency of need and lack. And that's not where we want to be to receive readings. Okay. The other thing about that is that you're going to be learning from everyone. And we know that we heal and grow and learn better in a community. So when our energy is here supporting everyone and who's being called on, that's really important. Okay. The third part, which I find is sort of amusing, which I say all the time, is that as readers, guys, we are not just pieces of meat. That means that there's more to us than just sitting here and dishing out answers to the questions that you want. And this might sound rude or arrogant to you, but it's actually really important for you guys to receive what it is that you're coming for. And sometimes you don't know what you're coming for. Sometimes the reason you're on here is not really why you need to be here. Okay. Sometimes it's for something beyond your awareness, which is why you're here in the first place, right? So I'll say hi to you guys in just 1 second. I just want to be very clear about that. So when you pop on, say hello, say hi to everybody. Say where you're from. There's people all over the world here, and it's super fun to have you guys here. Now we're going to do some lavender today. We're going to light some incense. This is the other thing I think is super important, is to set your ambiance for yourself. Get a drink. Light your candles, light your incense. If you want, maybe there's background music that you want. Close everybody out so it's a sacred, quiet space. Maybe you want your crystals or your wind chimes, but set it up so that it feels like a sacred hour with spirit, because it is. Okay, we want to step out of the way our normal day is, and we want to step into a different reality. Isn't that why you're here? Aren't you here using me to get into a different reality? That's why you're here. Okay, so we don't want to waste that. I love lavender too, Carrie. All right. I love that. Great, tremendous for us all. Watching from Minnesota. Welcome, Jamie Lynn. Yes, welcome. Yeah, that's when you guys are this way, instead of begging for a reading, what happens is the energy turns towards being able to offer you. It's you being open to really receiving, and spirit loves that so much. So I'm going to go ahead and light my incense here so we can get started. Unfortunately, I did have some issues going live on Veronica's page today and on my main Facebook page. So hopefully there aren't people missing out on that, but there probably are. Sometimes StreamYard does that. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do before we get started is Spirit asked me when I started reading for Veronica's page to please take a few minutes and share a message from Spirit to you guys. And they wanted me to do that specifically for you when I do these readings, so that they had a moment to just share some wisdom. And keep in mind, guys, when they do this, this is them knowing what you need. This is them wanting to share a message through me. Now, Angels in Action is a little bit different. We still do readings and wisdom and guidance and healing, but it's a little different because I ask the angels to really come in very strongly for you guys. All types of angels, right? Animal angels, ethereal angels. And angels also mean like people in your life that show up. Both people that are in your life maybe all the time, but also people that are maybe they just show up, like the guy years ago that showed up on the side of the highway to fix my tire. And when I asked him, who he was, what was his name was, so I could thank him, he said, "That doesn't matter. Just pass it on." And I will never forget that gentleman. I got in my car to watch him drive off, and he was already gone. I didn't even see him drive off. And so sometimes ethereal angels will just show up like that. They will just literally show up in our lives, appear and disappear just like that. And it's pretty freaking awesome. Okay. So keep that in mind as well. Okay. Angels will come through for you as well. Okay. So let's see here. Let's go up and say hi to everybody. I'm going to be kind of saying and stalling because I'm really trying to log on, because a lot of people watch from my regular homepage and Facebook is not letting me go live there for some reason. So let's see. Katie, 123, welcome. Shannon, Sunshine, hello. Thank you guys for saying hi. Lucinda Austin, Jamie Lynn. Let's see. Is there anybody else I've missed here? Carrie, welcome from England. So we have Minnesota, we have England. I love that people watch from all over the world. Canada, Shannon, yes, you appreciate me. Thank you, Sunshine. Ireland, yes, woohoo. Okay, yeah, I'm glad there's positive feedback there. Hi, Tracy. I just think it's important, guys, because, hi, Linda, welcome. Linda Swan. I think that you're here for it, Shannon. Love it. New Zealand, yay! I just think it's really important, guys, because readings need to evolve. And right now, when I scroll online readings, I just see people draining the readers, one reading after the next, not a lot of personal interaction, and the readers just coughing up answers. And, remember, guys, that you bring your spirits with you, your spirit teams with you, and who we're reading for. And, where you are, your engagement is just as important as mine. It is just as important as mine. Okay. It's vital. All right. So let's see where spirit wants me to start today. I will only be on an hour today, guys. I'm sorry that I'm so late, but I've got my dad here. I have to medicate through a PICC line for a month. I have my horses an hour away. I just got over a migraine. And it's just total chaos in the process of trying to run my business as well. So I appreciate your patience. I'm not late on purpose, but it's just how it is right now. Okay. You agree, Tracy? Good. Yeah. If you guys are open to that, that takes you to a whole nother level. Sarah Jane Osborne, thank you for asking how I am. I guess I just told you. I'm great. Things are chaotic, but that's okay. That's life, right? I'm feeling much better. Yes. Yes. So one of the things, guys, thank you, Joe, Megan. Yes. A happy Monday. One of the things is that, like, I took my migraines from 7 to 10 day migraines, where I couldn't eat or barely drink, and I was throwing up all the time, down to 3 days, and only 2 of those are bad. And I did that through neuroscience and my intuition. That's really, really powerful. So I still miss those days with you because I don't like doing readings when I have a migraine. It's difficult, but here we are. Thank you, Sarah Jane. Okay, let's see. So let's do this here. Guys, if you could be specific when you ask for a reading. I'm going to do yours, Carrie, because you started specific. Spirit knows I'm super thorough, and they've been trying for years to get me to be more efficient with my online live free readings. And it hasn't worked. So now they're suggesting that I ask you guys, even though I love cold readings, they ask me to please have you be specific. No, get down. I'm doing a reading. Good girl. To be more specific. That way, instead of spending the time and energy with spirit trying to connect all the dots, it gives me something to work with, just like when people hand readers a photograph or an item that belongs to somebody. I don't need those connections, but you got to have some sort of energy connect in order to do a reading of any kind. Okay. Let's see. Hello from England. I would love a message on how to heal physically and emotionally. So feeling hopeless at the moment. So I sympathize with that, Carrie, so much for a couple of reasons. One, I sympathize with that because of, having the migraines that I have. On those days that I have a migraine, I feel so absolutely and totally helpless. And I feel like I'm not getting anything done, and I don't really get depressed. So I won't say I'm depressed, but a lot of people do when it's something physical. But it's like my life is on hold for those days, and there isn't much I can do. And I know that people getting forgotten and disappointed, and I have all this catch up to do. And so the physical limitation is very hard. Watching my dad go through that, having watched him go through it for years, it's very, very difficult to watch that. So I do understand that feeling of hopelessness, and your angels understand that too. So when I give readings, they always give me calls to action, Carrie. I do have to say, for liability purposes, I am not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. And so you need to take medical and doctor advice over mine. But I will share with you what spirit is sharing with me, and what your spirit team is telling me, and what I see. And it's going to be very practical guidance and advice, because you are a physical being right now, right? There really is no such thing as physical. We're 99.9% space, but you are a physical being at the moment as we describe it. Okay. And guys, don't forget, if you find this valuable, please make sure that you like or love it so that more people can find it who might need this. Okay. We're not on Veronica's Facebook at the moment because it won't connect, but we are on the YouTube page. So it'll help people find her and it'll help people find my psychic medium page. Okay. So the guidance you're going to get, Carrie, is going to be things that you need to shift and do. And this is really vital because you are a part of your spirit team, right? And you're the physical part, and your spirit team is here for you. The whole reason they are here is to help you do what you need to for this life. All right. And that includes, healing, overcoming challenges. Now, I'm going to show you I'm going to describe to you different things that I see and different beings that I see and what they have been trying to tell you. Okay. I'm going to say this first, and this is for everyone. This is one of those parts of these messages that it's for everyone. So they might have, called on you as well with emotional and physical healing that is needed so that other people can relate to this as well. Okay. Because everything is energy. And as Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, he is the neuroscientist whom I teach all of his material to my mindset and manifesting clients. Okay. And the reason is because years ago, when I started coaching and I was studying manifesting, I knew there had to be a link, and I was looking for a link between the physical and the non-physical. And how did that become a manifestation? Mental, emotional, and physical illness or issues are a part of manifesting. Okay. And thought is the first form of manifesting. This is what I teach my mindset clients, but this is a part of this reading because it's very important to understand that emotion, as Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches, is the mind in the body. And the emotion is coming from our nervous system. That's different than feeling, right? That's different than like a gut feeling or an intuitive feeling or a hunch about something. That emotion is not feeling. Those are two different things. But emotion is the mind and the body. And this is important for you to understand to follow your angel and spirit guide instructions. Okay. So please just hear me out. You only are aware of 5% of your mind. The other 95%, as Dr. Joe teaches, you are unaware of. That's your subconscious and that's your ego. Now, this is not to blame you for your physical or emotional illness, but this is to say that we play a part in it via our habits and patterns, our choices of habits and patterns. Some people hate this and they really get turned off by this. But the reason this is relevant is because this also means that you, Carrie, and all of you listening, have the power to reverse physical, mental, and emotional issues. You have the power to reverse them, okay, by shifting your thoughts and then your feelings, because it shifts your vibrational frequency, okay? So this is very relevant because your angels have been completely surrounding you, trying very hard to shift you into a different vibrational frequency of awareness, so that as you shift your mindset, you can shift your vibrational frequency into a frequency of healing. Okay, that's one thing. Your spirit guides on a very practical level have also been working with you on that. Okay, it's very important to them that you do this because let's say, Carrie, that you ran into someone who said they did physical healing, and I've done physical healing on people before. Okay. If you remember, even Jesus taught that he was the vehicle, right? The healer is the vehicle. The actual healing is done by you, okay, which is so important. The actual healing is done by you. So when we want to heal, we have to shift our vibrational frequency. And in human form, that means you have to shift your nervous system. Now, your angels can work a lot on this. They really are working on your nervous system to change your emotions so that it can be a healing emotion, right? And I'm going to explain that in a minute. Your spirit guides are working more on what spirit guides do. And if you guys want to get to know your spirit guide, you can come to the Meet Your Spirit Guides on the 27th of June. That is at 12 p.m. EDT. I have a couple spots left. Okay. But your spirit guides are working on what they do is they encourage, Carrie, they inspire, they motivate. I'm going to put my email in here, larkinsreadings@gmail.com. If you want to meet your spirit guides and get to know them better and get to understand how they're talking to you, how they're trying to get through, and how you can better connect with them with your 5% of your mind you're conscious of, you can email me at larkinsreadings@gmail.com and with the phrase spirit guides, and I'll put you on the list for the 27th of June. I only take a few people per month for this. But what your spirit guides are trying to do is they're trying to tell you how to shift your habits of perceiving and thinking and feeling. Because the attention that you give to the physical and emotional issues that you're having is actually holding you there. Okay, Carrie? Because we create who and what we are. And we create what we believe is real in the moment. So when you're experiencing physical issues, it's very, very hard to overcome that, right? It's very, very hard to deny that because it has such a huge impact on our functioning, right? And it causes constant worry. So what your spirit guides are trying to do is get you to focus on other things and how it would feel to be healed. Okay. They also are trying to point out that the emotion and the physicality are closely tied. The angels, on the other hand, and I see your guardian angels and two other angels are trying to give you healing energy and light, but they're showing me that your thoughts are so focused on the concern of your emotional and physical well-being that it's blocking your awareness of that. Okay. Now, you don't have to completely be conscious of all this. A lot of it's going to come through in the subconscious mind, that 95% of your mind you're unaware of. Okay. However, you do need to some extent make conscious decisions about it and bring the subconscious into the conscious mind, because one of the things that led to the frequency that matched the frequency of your physical and emotional issues was the emotional part. Okay. And how it was handled. And there are things that you have outgrown, Carrie. Excuse me. Things you've outgrown that you need to shed that. As you shed that, that will allow your vibrational frequency to rise. Okay. And it doesn't have to rise a lot. It just has to rise enough to match a frequency of healing. Now, I'm going to share with you, I'm having like two side conversations, one with your angels and one with your spirit guides. And they're giving me another set of instructions. Let me read what you're saying here. Excuse me. Definitely understand holding on. It's almost like OCD. Yeah. I trust and visualize a healed life. Okay, wonderful. Now, and again, guys, for those of you that like this, if you find this valuable, please like or love the broadcast so more people can find this. Okay. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people who aren't showing up today because I'm not able to go live on Veronica's Facebook or my personal Facebook page. So you mentioned the holding on, and you mentioned it being like OCD. So even people that are not OCD, Carrie, even those who are not OCD, when we have a habit of thought and feeling, and most people actually do get addicted to their vibrational frequency, right? They get addicted to the thought patterns that match what they're used to. That is the subconscious mind that I am referring to. Okay. That's the subconscious mind that I'm referring to. So when we are following that pattern, understand here's a secret that your spirit guides and angels want you to know. Shouldn't be a secret, but most people aren't aware of it. When you're stepping out of your comfort zone into something that's healthier, yeah, I know what you mean, Carrie. When you're stepping out of your comfort zone, things don't feel right. So you'll always feel most comfortable in the old habits and patterns. Always. Okay. You'll always feel more comfortable in those old habits and patterns. That's one of the reasons why it's so difficult to get out of them. Your healing is already on its way. And your higher self, which is there with your spirit team, is wanting that to happen. But you have to be a match. And what they're showing me is the only thing that's not happening is you're not a match. That you've been thrown out of that alignment. In order for the healing to occur, you have to get back into that alignment. Okay. And that's really important. So one thing is to be able to sense and feel your spirit guides and angels in a better way that's going to be able to help you to make that vibrational match. And then I want to talk for a second about visualization. And again, this is going to help all of you as well. But your spirit guides really want me to share this with you because this is one of the things spirit guides help you with is the choices and actions that are in alignment with the healthy vision you have. And I don't want to burst your bubble. I want you guys to have a clear understanding, okay? I've been a manifesting coach for 16 years. And I have had a lot of different type of people try and learn to visualize, okay? What I find is that you can visualize until the cows come home. But if it's too far out of your reach of believing, if you don't believe it's possible for you, if you're not feeling it emotionally and believing that feeling, then it cannot happen. Okay? It's like the whole what's his name? Tony Robbins, when he says you can go all you want out to the garden and look at the weeds and say there are no weeds, there are no weeds, there are no weeds. But that doesn't mean there aren't weeds, right? However, if you want to find a better feeling thought, focus on that, add that to your visualizations. Okay, you actually have to really believe that it's possible for you and take little steps at a time. Your spirit guides are telling me right now that they have really, really worked on that. That's one of the things that they've really been trying to concentrate on with you is to get you to make some shifts just a little bit at a time. Okay, because they're saying that that's really important for you to do. Let's see here. Looking at your other comment here. And guys, this relates to all of you guys and manifesting. Yeah, but that's the same thing, Carrie. When you're saying, OCD thoughts about my physical. Remember, your spirit team is showing me, and I know this as a coach, I know this. Your physical and emotional issues are connected. Until your nervous system makes a shift, and you can do it with your brain frequency in a different mode, get out of like beta and gamma mode, you're going to be repeating the same patterns. And they're not patterns you're going to be aware of. It's that 95% you're unaware of. Okay. So we want to make sure that we shift into a frequency that is going to resonate. Yeah. So this is where your angels are trying very hard to hold that space to make it easy for you. They are holding a safe space for you. Okay. And again, a lot of this may be, you wanting to hear what is going to happen and how it's going to magically be healed. And the truth is, because I'm blatantly honest with everyone that I read for, okay, is that that's not how it works. The universe, your spirit team works in response to you. What you need coaching and healing with is what they are offering you. So what they're offering tonight through me is instruction, right? They're offering this guidance and instruction that needs to come through you, because you are the only one that can access and with your free will make the internal shifts. Now, emotions follow thought. So if you start with your thoughts, which is what your spirit guides are working on, they're always whispering to you. They're showing me that they're working through feeling, they're working through thought, they're working through signs, and they're constantly trying to nudge you. They're like, go that way, go that way. So what you need to do, which is something I share with my coaching clients, my mindset coaching clients. But remember, guys, your spirit team is very practical. They're not ooga booga, unicorns and roses. I know people like to think that, and they often go for readings for that. But if you want readings that are really going to make an impact in your life, you have to understand this is not how it works. Your spirit team actually is giving you practical advice. And if you're not taking it, you're not going to get the results you want, right? And I am not just going to sit here and say, oh, this is what's going to happen, because a lot of this is up to you. And, I don't know where the number 3 is coming in. It looks like 3 years. It looks like you could get a total reversal of everything you're going through within 3 years if, and only if you do what they're guiding you to do. Okay. And that has to start with monitoring your thoughts. You have to be aware of what is your self-talk throughout the day. Beliefs are just repeated thoughts. So the more you are hyper vigilant and focused on the physical issues, the worse they're going to get. Okay. You have to, yes, care for yourself and run through the motions, do the to-do list that you need to, but there has to be a different element of trust going on. And Dr. Joe Dispenza says, in order to create a new reality, you must create a new personality. What you want, Carrie, is a new reality for your emotional and physical well-being. That's what you're wanting. If you want that, the power is in your hands. The reason I do readings the way that I do, instead of the way most people want me to do them, is because I want you to have real results. I do not want to sit here and do fluffy readings. That absolutely bores me to death. I have no interest in that. It doesn't serve you. What serves you is understanding the guidance from your spirit team, who is 100% behind you. They want you to feel well. They want you to be mentally and emotionally well. But they're like, look, we're guiding you. We're doing this. We're shifting this and that. We're holding space for you, Carrie. This is what we need you to do. And you, to be blatant, are not making the shifts because you're not aware of them that you need to make this difference. This is when we get into the realm of saying, okay, we're creating miracles or we have been healed. Can you do it? Absolutely. Because your intuition, which is the voice of your soul, your mind, your brain, and your body are all connected. See? And your brain and body and your nervous system need to now align with what your soul would like, which is for that complete well-being. Okay? So, what I would suggest, here are 3 things they're showing me that I would suggest. Okay? Number 1, and I'm going to do a workshop on this, you write out all of the sort of OCD thoughts, feelings, and fears that you have in a journal. And you do it every day. It's called dumping, okay? You dump it out there, throw it up, get it out so that it's out of the way of your nervous system, so that you have room to actually hear your spirit guides. Because when your mind is cluttered, good, you journal, awesome. When your mind is cluttered and you don't have the garbage off the top, that vibrational frequency off the top, you can't hear your spirit guides clearly, okay? I would do your journaling, do it even at a deeper level. Take it down a notch. Take it down another deep notch. Okay. I'm not even going to try to read that but welcome. I'm going to call you 12. Okay. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. That's number one. Okay. Number two, you need to make a very clear choice. And I know what you think your choice is. Hi, Kawazi. Welcome. I know you know what you think your choice is. You'd say to me, Larkin, I want to be well. I want to be better. I want to be healthy. Of course I want to be. You're 5% of your conscious mind, Carrie. That's what you want more than anything. But the 95% of your mind that is not aware of your thoughts and feelings, that part of you is more comfortable, honestly, having the physical and emotional issues that you're having. And for human beings, we would rather stay in what's familiar than get better. Okay. So you need to sit down and have a heart to heart with your angels and spirit guides. And you need to sit down with yourself and have a heart to heart. And this is what they're showing me. You need to make a very conscious choice because you have free will. And you need to become aware of the part of you that maybe isn't making that choice. Okay? Because it is attached to a part of the past, Carrie, that somehow believes that your physical and emotional issues are of more benefit to you than healing. And oh my God. It's like, oh my God, you're probably thinking that's crazy. That's insane. That's not true. But it is true. Because what we manifest is always what our subconscious mind, that 95% we're not aware of, believes will serve us best. And so that tells us where we are. And that's the shift you need to make. Okay. Normally I run through that with my coaching clients. It takes a long time. So, sit down, use that journaling, get really radically honest with yourself. Okay. And then the third thing is you need to start making some opposite mental and emotional choices than what you usually make to care for yourself. You need to create a new set of habits. Your body will follow what the mental and emotional states are doing. Okay. So as you shift and change your mental and emotional habits, your body will follow. Because remember, Dr. Joe says emotion is the mind and the body. So it starts with the mind, and then we do the emotion, and then we do the body. Okay. This is your instructions. This is something your angels and spirit guides have been trying to get through to you. What I would do, I would sign up for the Meet Your Spirit Guides event if you want to be able to connect with your spirit guides more clearly. Oops, sorry, I just posted my school. Well, there is my online community, Carrie. If you want to join my free online community with school, where I announce upcoming events and we can all engage, and I have all sorts of things to offer you on there. It's only a week old. People are just joining, but I would join that. And then if you want one of the few spaces for Meet Your Spirit Guides, larkinsreadings@gmail.com. Again, type spirit guides to this so that I know you want one of the few spaces that is there. You will literally meet your spirit guides, learn how they're trying to communicate with you. They're going to give you guidance as to how to strengthen your relationship with them so that even without coming to a reading, you can ask them a question and you can get their answer. You can get their guidance. That will speed up this process for you. Okay. Let's see what you say before I move on here. You guys see what I mean by slow and too thorough? Ah. All right, hold on, Coeasy. I got you started. I understand sometimes having chronic issues can make you feel a bit safer. Absolutely. Because it prevents you from facing life. If I'm, no one will expect anything from me. Absolutely. Absolutely. And here's a kicker for you. That's kind of the point of chronic issues. A lot of people, if not the majority, who have chronic issues, that is exactly what's going on in their subconscious mind. And remember, guys, before you argue and you say, no, that's not true, I'm not that way. Yeah, you are. We all are. If you're human, you have a subconscious mind. That subconscious mind, that 95%, guys, I cannot say this enough. Your spirit guides know this. They're treating you like a physical being. They're treating you like a human. Okay? You can't just come to a reading and expect everything to be flowers and clouds. And I'm not saying you are, Carrie. I'm just saying this for everybody. Like, they are here on the other side to help you as a physical being. As a physical being, chronic issues typically come from the 95% of your mind you're unaware of. That's your ego. That becomes the mind and the body. That's where we get chronic illness from. And usually it is the reasons are buried so deep that people don't get to a point where they actually allow them to heal. Carrie, what they're showing me is this is not about can you heal? This is about you're not allowing it. Like most people that have similar issues, you are not allowing it. Your 5% of your mind is going, oh my God, I'd do anything to be better. And your 95% is saying, but I am way more terrified of how different life would be and how responsible I'd have to be if it was better. And this is why your spirit team was telling me, Carrie, you have to sit down and make a serious choice. And I'm going to tell you right now, I can tell you this from reading. I can tell you this from the psychology. I can tell you this from as a coach of 16 years. The majority of people do not heal themselves. They choose not to. Not consciously, but subconsciously, because the fear of the change of getting out of their comfort zone is greater than the pain they have with the disease or whatever they're going through. Okay. And this is true for all of you. As a manifesting expert for over 16 years, I can tell you in everything I've ever witnessed, read, and learned, if you want to really create a new reality, your desire for the change that you want has to be greater than your fear of changing. I'm going to say that one more time. And your spirit guides are cheering right now, Carrie. All of them. Okay? And your angels are smiling. In order to create true change and transformation that you believe you want, your fear of change and getting out of your comfort zone, okay, has to be less than the fear of going into the unknown, because everything you want is outside of your comfort zone. Everything that you want. Okay. And when it comes to physical healing, Carrie, that's the scariest of all. Because when we're dealing with chronic physical issues, it's really a hard barrier to get through, but it doesn't mean we can't get through it. Okay. All right. I'm going to send you off with your angels and spirit guides. I would highly advise that you come to meet your spirit guides. This is going to be a process. Your angels are asking me to please remind you, this is going to be a process. Regardless, this is not going to happen overnight. What they told me before was you're looking at least 3 years. Okay, because it's taken you longer than that to get where you are, right? We create these diseases, and there are things we have to do in order to heal them as well. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me read for you. Don't forget, guys, please like and follow this broadcast. If you like this and you want to like and follow my psychic medium page, it's down there. And please, if you like any of this and you want to learn more and you want to see opportunities coming up, you can go to the school link that I put here in the text and comments, and you can actually be a part of that school for free. Okay. All right. Let's see who we have next here. No barking, Billy. No barking, Billy. All right. I see you, Kawizi. All right. Okay. All right, we're gonna do this. Let's see. Leora, what a beautiful name, Leora. I love it. Okay. Hello, Larkin. My name is Leora. May I please ask for an energy scan and advice? What is going on around me and coming up? Okay. So the first thing actually that pops up, Leora, is hold on here. Is shifts in your relationships. That is the first thing that's coming up. Leora, you're going to have some shifts in your relationships coming up. And this is really powerful stuff. This is very important. It looks like I'm asking them in side conversation, when do they see this happening? And what they're showing me is December or January. So like by the beginning of next year, they see this coming up for you. This is your spirit team that's talking about this now. They're also showing me that one of your challenges as well is you also need to get out of your comfort zone. They're actually using the term pushing. They're showing me that you're actually pushing your comfort zone, but that you're not actually doing it. They're showing me that you're pushing your comfort zone, but you're not actually doing it. I think what that means is that you're sort of testing. It's sort of like if you were to go on a teeter-totter, if this makes sense, Leora, if you were to go on a teeter-totter and you were to try to kind of walk up in the middle, like you were going to tilt the high end down. But when you get to the middle, you only let it go like this. You don't actually walk all the way and allow it to go down on the other side. And they're showing me that in order to get some of the things that you are wanting, to have the shifts and changes that you're envisioning, you have to take that risk. And they're telling me every time you get close enough to taking a risk, you sort of, what they're showing me is, and you might disagree with this, what they're showing me is that you back off. They're showing me that you don't actually do it. That you kind of step backwards and then the teeter-totter goes back. Let's see here. Guys, give me 1 second here. I'm posting a message on my Larkin page to let people know that it won't let me go live. Facebook. Sorry, guys. Thank you for your patience. Will not let me go live on my page with StreamYard today. Please go to the Psychic Medium page on Facebook or hold on, sorry guys, or my YouTube links posted below. We are live. Sorry guys. So here's the thing that your spirit guides right now are asking me to please tell you. Okay. And guys, if you like this, please make sure you like. I don't see any likes on this live yet. And it really helps people to find Veronica's YouTube page, since her Facebook page wouldn't go live for me today, and my psychic medium page. So people who help us. So if you find any value in this, please make sure to give it a love or a like so more people can find it. Okay. If you don't like it, then don't. So what your spirit guides are showing me is you get so close and then you back away. And, you know, it is when I watch The Secret, if you guys have ever watched The Secret, you know, one of the instructors talks about most people when they're manifesting, they manifest, they do all this stuff, and then little seeds start to sprout. And then they're so busy, they give up because they're so busy measuring whether what they want is happening or not. And that they give up because the seeds have to germinate and work their way up through the soil, right? And then pop through. And what happens is when we're manifesting something, Leora, and everybody here, here comes the seed and they're sprouting. And just before they break through the surface, you guys are like, it's not happening. It's not going to happen. If it hasn't happened yet, it's not going to happen. It's been 3 weeks. Do you guys know how long I worked on my business before I got where I am? Over 10 years. Over 10 years. Yay, we got a like finally. We usually get a ton of loves and likes. Thank you for whoever liked and helps more people who need help to find us. Most people are not that tenacious. But with all my traveling and all the other jobs I had, taking care of 2 grandparents, having horses, doing martial arts, doing dances, working 10 jobs, doing animal rescue, it took me that long. People said, oh my God, you know, I remember them saying, oh my God, you're never going to make any money on this. You're never going to have a business on this. You've been doing this for 7 years. It took me longer than that. But I wasn't looking at it and measuring it. I mean, I was measuring it. I shouldn't have. I made the mistake. I'm not saying I never did that. But I didn't look at it and measure it. And when I didn't see the plants coming up, I didn't say, oh, forget it. That's not working. Now, sometimes you should do that. But what your spirit guides are showing me, Leora, is they're specifically showing me. I mean, this teeter-totter example is their example. They're showing me you getting up there on that teeter-totter. Right here. And it's going. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. That doesn't feel right. I'm going to go back down here. And remember, what Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches is when you interpret as that doesn't feel right, that is just you feeling out of the familiar. Not feeling right equals getting out of your comfort zone. And often that's the thing you need to do. So that's what your spirit guides are telling me. So if you're wanting things around you coming up, you've got a lot of relationship changes that you need to allow to happen. And they're showing me this is going to happen because you are ready to grow. You're this butterfly ready to get out of this cocoon and you're just not letting it happen. You are holding yourself back. And I'm also seeing that they're showing me you're actually not feeling that right now, but you're going to. You're going to actually feel it and experience it in a way that you don't like within the next year if you don't start going all the way through that process. Okay. Let's go down and see what you said here. It's all right, Kawizi. I was way late today. Way late. I've got way too much going on. Taking your insight with others seriously. Good. Now, hopefully, Leora, when you say and with others, hopefully what you're getting is the culmination of the same advice. Because this is coming from your spirit team. And I can vouch for it as a mindset coach and manifesting mentor. Okay? And this is coming from your spirit team. And again, science and spirituality are not mutually exclusive. So if you guys are like, okay, you know, like my mindset coach says this, but my spirit guides say that. No. No, that doesn't happen. doesn't happen and yet be accurate. Because your spirit team is aware of everything going on here. They know your thoughts, they know your feelings, they know choices and consequences. They know how we work as humans. So when they give you guidance, they give you practical, down to earth guidance. So what you should be getting in a reading and what you should be getting from, let's say, a mindset coach or more down to earth guidance should be the same. It should match. It should correspond. Okay. It's going to come down to what choices and actions are you going to take. That is always what it will come down to, because you have free will and your spirit team is allowed to help and guide. They are not allowed to do it for you. Okay. This is how you get empowered. Let's see. I see it, Kawizi. I've got you starred. I want to see if Carrie has anything else here. Let's see. Sure I didn't miss anything. Here we go. Carrie and Leora. Oh, sorry, Leora. You're welcome, Carrie. That makes sense. Okay, got it. So you're welcome. But take this seriously. If you want to learn to talk to your spirit guides more directly, you can go ahead and follow that. Go ahead and email me at larkinsreadings@gmail.com and type spirit guides, and you can join us. I find that it is very helpful for helping to be brave and build confidence and getting out of your comfort zone, to be able to be in touch with your spirit guides so that you can, ask some specific questions, and they will always guide you to evolution. I think if you do this, Leora, it's going to be a really exciting 6 to 12 months for you, with lots of fun transformations. Okay. So that's going to be really important. So you definitely want to do that. Okay. Hi, Aria. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Perfect analogy. Okay, great. What kind of relationships? You like the video, Kawizi? Thank you. Thank you guys for loving and liking the video. It just helps people find us. It helps our algorithms. Okay. So if you find it valuable, please do. So what I'm seeing is both romantic relationship shifts, Leora, because your time to evolve for that. Sorry, guys, I'm doing dumb. Totally blocked up here. Romantic. You have outgrown the type of romantic relationships that you were idealizing before. And as you get out of your comfort zone, a lot of that is going to involve confidence. Confidence comes through action. As you become more confident and you get out of your comfort zone, Leora, you're going to be attracted to a different type of person. I'm also seeing 2 or 3 of your close friendships shifting. Okay. That might mean you're a little less closer to your closest and closer to people that maybe you're not as close to right now. It also means there may be 1 or 2 people leaving your zone, or kind of distancing in your zone, because you're shifting frequencies. And so you're going to need something different. And that's fine. We always sort of shift and go different ways if we're growing and evolving. Okay. And I see all of these relationship shifts as being very healthy if you allow it and do what your spirit guides just said. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me read for you. Keep me posted. And don't forget, if you want to meet your spirit guides, go to larkinsreadings@gmail.com. I see Jamie already signed up. Awesome. And type spirit guides in there. And then I'll be sending you a Zoom link and instructions for the event on the 27th. Very limited spaces, though. So I work with you guys very personally during the event, okay? All right. Yay. All right, let's see what we got here. Hi, Ariel. Welcome, Ariel. Kawizi, I did not read you yet. Hopefully you would know if I did. Let's see. I'll go back up there and see who's in line. Let me just see who I have starred, not starred. Lorda, you need to be more specific, okay? My spirit guides want you guys to ask specific questions so that I can go right into the reading and I don't have to take so much time trying to connect. Okay? Bang on. I've been single 6 years. Really have outgrown the old paradigm. I had a marriage. Let's see. I had a marriage men relationship. Yep. Making shifts are really good. Okay. It doesn't mean you have to shift the sex of the people that you're dating. It just means you need to follow the frequency and get out of your comfort zone. See what comes. Okay. See what comes. Don't judge or categorize anything. Let yourself and your frequency shift so that you're attracted to something different. Okay. Guys, as I'm scrolling up for the next reading, let me remind you, relationships are always in our lives to teach us something. So just be very careful. Thank you, Lorda. Ariel, can you be more specific, please, honey? My spirit team is trying to help me be more efficient in doing online free readings. In order to do that, they need you guys to be more specific so I can save time in the connecting. Okay, so that gives me something to connect to. But I do want to say this to everyone about relationships because this is very relevant. All of our relationships are there to teach us something. We are drawn to people and into relationships often by the pain bodies that we share, the trauma bonds. Okay. So a lot of our relationships that feel the most passionate, that we're most attracted to, are not the best for us eventually. They're just stepping stones to next relationships because we will be attracted to those with whom we share trauma bonds with that we're not aware of because it's in our subconscious mind, right? So each relationship is relevant. And relationships can be more of a sign and symbol as to, I still need to grow. We always need to grow, right? But they can really help us as far as, what do you need to grow in? What do you need to be learning? What is this person in this relationship here to teach you? Because everything is happening and unfolding for your good, for your greater good. Okay. So just be careful. We don't always intellectualize and judge what something is in a relationship. If you are shifted, if you have grown and learned from past mistakes, then you move on to that next level of a relationship. Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me read for you. Okay. Kawizi, can I have a reading on my grandma and my dad since it's Father's Day on Sunday? Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Oh, so special that we have Father's Day coming up. Woohoo! You don't like humans? I hear you, Lorda. But, there are good ones too. I see you, Joe Megan. I've got you starred, okay? And you too, Ariel. Okay. Guys, I won't be on 2 hours tonight because I've got to go. A friend of mine's waiting to go pick up hay with me, and I got to feed the horses tonight. Okay. Don't forget, I'll be back Wednesday at 4 p.m. EDT if you don't get a reading today, okay? So, let's see. So, it looks, Kawizi, like your dad and your grandma have something special planned for all of you to celebrate in the astral plane on, I'm trying to ask them if it's Saturday night or Sunday night. Looks like it's the wee hours of Sunday morning. So that would mean Saturday night. Don't let that ruin your expectations and have you be like disappointed if you don't remember something. You're still going to be spending that time together. As a matter of fact, if you want to set up an intention for that, you can. If you want to ask them something, looks like they have some sort of a sporting event and a picnic planned to hang out with you in the astral plane on Saturday night, which is really cool. Let's see what else. Got it, Lorda. Thank you. Hold on, I'm trying to star something here. Okay. So that's going to be fun. Your dad also says, like, so when we think of Mother's Day and Father's Day, we always think about like shaking them, like thanking them, and we always think about giving them gifts and doing things for them on Father's Day. But he also wants you to know that, and this is, I relate to this because my mom always did this too. On Mother's Day, she'd always do something special for my sister and I. He also is always giving you a gift. And he says one of the energetic gifts that he gave you was a gentle, kind heart that is always trying to do the right thing. A gentle, kind heart that is always trying to do the right thing. And a sense of trying to get the word he's trying to share with me. It's more of a feeling. It's like a sense of self-reflection and awareness of your role in a situation. The ability to sort of look at the big picture and not necessarily judge too quickly, but to question. And this is a gift that, you know, he has given you and he's continuing to give you, and that he's very proud of. Your grandmother is just sitting there nodding. Yeah, she's nodding. She says you got that from her. He got that from her. So it serves you well. They're showing me it serves you well. And so as you are acknowledging and missing him on Father's Day, their gift to you is to say, recognize how much of him and the parts of him that are now you. And he means this in two ways, Kawizi. I'm going to share this. This is interesting, and I love this. This is actually very true. He means that both like in the personality and genetic traits, but he also means that in terms of the spiritual gifts that he's given you. And this is for everybody, guys, this is really cool. And guys, don't forget, if you like this or find it valuable, please make sure you like or love it so more people can find it. Okay, that'd be really helpful. I'd appreciate that. So when our loved ones pass on, and I find that they do this all the time. Sometimes they don't always point it out, but I find that they always do it. They give us a gift. They give us something. They give us either characteristics to notice that are things that we need to have in our lives, that are strengths, that now that they've passed on, they can give us those gifts, traits of their own, or sometimes it's things that help us feel close to them and remember, feel close and just remember them all the time because we feel close to them, because we remember that as them, right? So for example, when my grandmother passed away, I was never interested in ice in my glass, ever. Big ice cubes, little ice cubes. I didn't care if there was ice or not. I certainly never chewed on ice, didn't suck on ice, didn't really even pay attention to ice. As soon as my grandmother died, I mean, within the first 3 weeks, I loved ice. I loved having ice in my glass. I loved how it absorbed the flavor of the drink that I had. I loved it when it was little pieces and I could let it melt in my mouth or crush it in my teeth, which isn't a good idea. I loved ice. And that gift serves no purpose other than my grandmother's always with me when I do that. And it was a very obvious thing. She gave me this silly little thing because she always loved ice. And so now whenever I drink something or I drink anything with ice in it, I always feel her presence because I think of her. Okay. And, you know, your dad wants you to know that, you know, this new level of introspection and patience is something that he gave you. Okay. And, you know, a lighthearted sense of humor when you're listening and observing is something that he gave you. Okay. So I think that's pretty beautiful. I would, Kwesi, go ahead and write a message to them when you go to do your, go to sleep on Saturday night. You may or may not wake up and remember something, but go ahead and jot something down. You know, if you have a question or something you want to say or request for that sporting event, that picnic that they have planned for you in the astral plane. And you can even set your alarm for a few hours after you've been asleep to see if you don't wake up and have some more clear memories of that. Okay. All right, Kawezi, I hope that helps. You've been having weird dreams. That's cool. Well, good. So they're trying to get through to you in new ways. That's great. Thank you for letting me read for you. And let me know. I'm excited to see if you remember any of that. That's pretty cool. Mom, the other chair is over on the right-hand side. Do you need me to open the door for you? Hold on. Sorry, guys. No. Mom, just go ahead. Guys, I'm coming. I don't let the dogs eat out. My parents needed help. Okay. Stay there, Billy. Okay. So, Kawezi, I'm super excited to hear about this. This sounds like fun to me. Okay. So let me scroll up here. Joe Megan, I have you starred. Next, are you still there, Joe Megan? Let me know. Joe Megan, are you still there? Let me know. I want to hear from my mom, Tracy. Yeah, they're going out on the front porch, so they needed help. Some help. Hi, Lori. Welcome. I've got you starred. Guys, if I do not get to you today, you can always come back at 4 p.m. EDT on Wednesday, okay? Let's see. Kawezi, I don't see right now your daughter having your last name. I don't see that. But that's okay. That's all right. That is all right. All right, let's see. You're there? Okay, good. All right. Okay, any messages from my mom, Tracy? So sometimes, guys, I'm just going to say this. Sometimes, it's okay, girls. Sometimes when people come in, sometimes other souls come in first, just so you know. So if she's not the first one to come in, sometimes they need to come in order for the other souls to come in. Sorry, my lips are really dry. Sometimes energetically, in order for the soul that you want to come in, others have to come in first and kind of pave the way. or make the connection. Let's see. The energy that is moving forward now, Joe Megan, and I want you to just not tell me. I just want you to verify or validate yes or no for these questions and these things that come through. Because first and foremost, I need to make sure we have the right soul. Because oftentimes other souls come in or the soul we want's behind, okay? The energy that's coming through here is a woman who's slender with straight hair. At the time she's coming forth to me right now, her hair is sort of like this, maybe like comes straight down, and maybe like this, you know, like about this length coming through. She's dressed nice, casual at the moment. Like I said, she's slender. Looks like her hair is like either highlighted or has some lighter brown or blonde sort of highlights. She's very peaceful. She's very at peace on the other side. She is wearing, this woman is wearing a wedding ring on her left hand. I would say she has pretty hands. And let's see. The first feeling that's coming in for her, Joe Megan, is, and keep in mind, guys, you got to say this with a grain of salt. When souls get to the other side, they don't regret being on the other side. So if and when they say they're sorry or any of that, it is in regards to you and how you feel, because they have an understanding that everything is as it should be, that their soul chose when to leave. And they have understandings as to why, even if you don't. Okay? What is being said? Hi, Missy D. Welcome. I've got you starred. And if you could just, Joe, Megan, yes or no to these things, please, because if this isn't her and you don't relate to this, then she's either paving a way for your mom or she's coming through for someone else. Okay. I'm just describing to you who moved forward. She's wearing casual clothes. She has a blouse and pants on. She's saying, so again, this is in regards to you. She knows that the time she passed was when she chose. However, she's saying, as she would if she were human here right now still, she's sorry for having passed at a time before you really felt like you were going to need her. Okay. And I'm sort of translating that in a funny way because again, she's not having regret because of what she can see as a soul. But if she was here as a person, she'd be saying, I'm so sorry for leaving before you were really going to need me. And I'm sorry I can't be there for you the way you feel like you need me right now. Okay. She's also showing me, did you or her smoke? Because I'm being shown, hi, Danielle. Good evening. Guys, if you don't get a reading from me tonight, you can come on Wednesday, or Veronica's got the best readers I've ever seen. And here you can get one from them this week. But I'll be back on Wednesday about the same time, okay? I'm also seeing cigarettes, Joe. So who in your family smokes? Is this in regard to you or to her? because she's showing me cigarettes. And let's see, what else is she showing me here? I'm seeing what looks like a picket fence. It's a little wood fence, not very high. And I'm seeing, these are just random things she's showing me. So this might be validation or verification for you and or acknowledgement of what you've gone through. She's saying you've had it sort of rough in losing people. Come here, come on down. Come on, Fuzzball. And in losing people, you felt that should still be here. You can just let me know yes or no if this is right. This is what she's sharing with me. I want to make sure we have all the right souls because sometimes they jump around. This looks connected to you. You're doing a great job. And she's saying the pressure and responsibility and adjustments, pressure, responsibility, and adjustments are coming to an end. So it looks like you're going to have a little reprieve or a break. And then she's showing me a man about her same age. Joe, is your dad still living? Is your dad still here in this world? Okay, you said yes. Your sister. Okay, your sister smoked. Okay. So that's bringing your sister into the mist here. That would also explain the multiple losses that she showed me as far as having that burden and responsibility on you. And an illness in the family. So someone that looks like struggled before they passed. Let's see. Is your dad still living, Joe? Because she's showing me what looks to be your father. She's showing me a gentleman that is still alive in this world. She's showing me a little picket fence, a little wood, a short one. And she's showing me a gentleman who looks like his hair is thinning. He's been kind of quiet and kept to himself and is trying to do his best to deal with internal grief without burdening others. Trying to keep himself busy and not burden you with things. He's seeking ways to move on and make the mental and emotional adjustments needed to. And he's trying to do that without burdening you, which is very sweet. So he's keeping himself busy. This gentleman is definitely alive. It looks to me as though to be your father. And these things, Joe, are just their, this is evidential reading. These are validations for from your mom and for her presence to know that your mom and sister are really there with you. Let me scroll over here and see. Yes. Okay. Good. Thank you. Guys, this is the way evidential reading should work. So we can share with you and then you can say yes or no, whether you relate and understand what we're saying or not. So we know if we have to go back and get different validation evidence or if we've got the right souls. This is how we make those connections. Okay. My dad is building a mini fence right now as we speak. No way. Okay. That's great. Okay, so I would have no way of knowing that. No way, right? So this is validation for you that your mom and sister are actually, she can come out, mom. It's fine. You can let her out. That this is evidence that your mom and sister are actually really present with you, okay? That it's really them. All right. I'm asking if there's any other messages. For the most part, what our loved ones want us to know is that they're really there and that they're okay and that they love you, okay? All souls want you to know that first and foremost. They want to give evidence that it's really them and they're there, okay? She is telling me that she's very, very proud of both of you. This is what she's showing me. These are the parts that aren't evidential, right? These are the parts that are the messages they want you to know and understand. You can validate them for yourself by feeling their love, support, and presence, okay? She says you both are really handling this very well. And she says you may not talk about it as much and in the depth that you want, but she's showing me the connection and bond of you and your dad having to pull together in order to get through this. Okay, you're supporting each other, and she's very proud of that. She thanks you for that. She says, thank you for being there. And her showing me a wedding ring, her wedding band, is very significant, Joe, because it shows me, now that I look back on it and I see that your dad came into the picture, she was showing me that initial connection, okay, that she was going to lead into him being present as part of these readings, okay? So, Joe, Megan, you are going to be able to connect to him now a lot better now, and your sister, okay? You're going to be able to connect to them better now that we've had this reading. We've broken through some of those barriers for you, okay? And that's very, very important. Let's see. So I'm going to send her off with you, Joe, and I thank you for letting me read for you. Guys, if you're liking this, please go ahead and like and love the broadcast so that more people can find it. Let's see. Danielle Lyons, yes, absolutely. Your mom is around. She's very close to you, and she can hear and see and feel you. Everything you say to her, she can feel. Okay. I want to say this to everybody. If you don't get a reading tonight, I will be back on Wednesday at 4 p.m. EDT. If that doesn't work for you or you want a reading with someone else, Veronica is on here and she's got the best readers I've ever seen. I wasn't able to get on her Facebook page today. It wouldn't let me. It disconnected. It has to be reset by her. But you guys can get on Veronica's page or my psychic medium page, and I'll be back on Wednesday. Please, if you found this valuable, like and share. If you want to join the Meet Your Spirit Guides, please email me at larkinsreadings@gmail.com. It's very limited spaces. If you want to meet your spirit guides, get to know how they talk to you, how they connect with you, you just need to email me spirit guides in the comments, spirit guides in the email, so that I can get you registered, because it's very limited spaces. Okay. If you want to join my community of like-minded people, where we do mindset work and readings and all that kind of stuff, you can join our school community. It's absolutely free. Okay. Science and spirituality are not mutually exclusive. You need to be able to learn to work with them and take the guidance and advice so you can create the transformation and connections that you want. Okay. Thank you, Billy. All right, guys, I have to go take care of my horses right now. I stayed on 30 minutes longer, but I will see you again on Wednesday. Thank you guys. Have a great night. Bye-bye. Check back and see if I went ahead and commented on your posts.